Hello, my name is Zach. I'm your pharmacist, and I know that you smoke, so I wanted to sit down and talk to you today for a few minutes about quitting smoking, if that's okay with you. I put together this presentation to kind of help guide us through that process and what that looks like. So, if that's okay with you, we'll go ahead and get started. So, change isn't always easy. It's different for everybody, and there is a model of change called the trans-theoretical model that we're going to talk about today that kind of goes through that process that everyone takes as they move through the change process. So there are different stages and it takes time and it's different for everybody. The first stage is pre-contemplation. This is the stage that you're in right now where thinking about making a change isn't even in your mind. You don't have a reason. There's no need right now that you can think of to change. So, examples of thoughts you might be having, you've been smoking for years, hasn't hurt you yet. I'm sure you enjoy it, so why should you stop? But things to kind of help you maybe move past this stage or to think about the long term harms of smoking. I'm sure you know about lung disease, causes COPD, of course, cancer, all kinds of cancer, lung cancer, um, mouth cancer, throat cancer, all kinds of cancer. And of course, cardiovascular disease, including heart attacks and strokes. Also, something else to think about, smoking is expensive. It costs a lot of money to buy cigarettes. Smoking also causes other changes to your senses of smell and taste, and it also changes the way you look over time. So, things to consider. So say that you've kind of moved past that pre-contemplation stage and now you can kind of see a reason to quit and you're thinking that maybe you should. So in this stage, things that can kind of help you move past that or to continue to think about those pros and cons. Maybe talk to some other people in your life who have quit and learn more about the risks and benefits. The next stage is preparation, and this is a really important one because we want to plan to make ourselves successful in the fourth stage, which is action. So in this preparation phase, important one is to set a quit date. You want that to be within 2 weeks, and that's because if you do it too quick, you won't have enough time to prepare, and if you put it out for too long, it's easy for it to kind of never really happen when we put it too far out. Also important is to gather supporters like friends and family. Tell them your plan. Sometimes when we tell people that this is what we're going to do, it really helps hold ourselves accountable. It makes it more real that the plan is going to be real and that we're going to carry it out. Make sure to look at your alternatives for how you're going to, handle some of the cravings and things like that that you're going to have whenever you do take action. So, you know, get your nicotine patches, get your gum, whatever it is that you're going to use, get that in place before your quit date. Also, talk to your healthcare provider. There may be options, other medications like Chantix or bupropion, or therapy that might be able to help you be successful when that quit date comes. Also, it's a good time to kind of start looking at your triggers that you're having, and start making a plan for how you're going to either avoid or address those triggers once you reach your quit date. The next stage is action, which is when we actually do the thing that we've been talking about and we quit. So the stop date comes and you stop smoking. You are going to experience some cravings, especially whenever you hit one of those triggers, whether that's your morning coffee or, you have a stressful situation and that would normally cause you to go smoke. Whatever those are, you're going to experience some cravings. Also, with that nicotine withdrawal, you're going to have mood swings as well. But it won't take long before you'll start to see some benefits like improving your sense of taste and smell. Um, the tips to kind of help you make it through this action phase, get those nicotine replacement options that can help with those cravings. It can help you, especially with triggers. You can use the nicotine gum to give you a substitute for smoking. Also, other healthy habits like exercise or other things that you might do to take the place of smoking that don't have detrimental effects can be a great thing. Uh, and really important is avoiding your triggers, and sometimes this can be the hardest part, especially if you have a lot of friends or people that you associate with that also smoke. That can be really hard if you are used to smoking with them. It can be a challenge, but that's really important to maintaining the action. Also, next stage is maintenance, and this is the point where we kind of take what we did in the action phase and keep it going. So in this stage, we have to continue to recognize and avoid triggers. Also celebrate your success. So if you've been smoke free for a week, celebrate that. If it's been a month, celebrate it, and make a big deal out of that. Pat yourself on the back because anything that you do is going to be beneficial to your health. And also important to talk about though is relapse. So most people relapse. Not everybody. Some people do quit and they never touch, cigarette again, but that's not all people do that, and that's okay. The important thing is to not look at it as a failure, and it doesn't mean that you can't stop smoking. It's okay to just pick yourself up and start back up at the preparation or action phase and move on. Finally, I have some resources here for you. Since we're in Missouri, the Missouri Tobacco Quit Services is a really good one. 1-800-QUIT NOW is a national quit line. There's the CDC has a really good website as well that I have the link here provided to you. And don't forget about your healthcare provider. These are all really good resources to help educate you the on smoking and quitting smoking and to provide resources. You can also get the nicotine replacement therapy through the Missouri Tobacco Quit Services at no cost to you. And finally, here's some references for the presentation. Thank you for your time.